Hey, everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we have breaking news that has armies around the world celebrating like never before. British media has officially crowned BTS V, Kim Taehyung, as the most handsome man, and let me tell you, the internet is absolutely losing IT right now. This isn't just another fan poll or social media vote. This is major mainstream media recognition, and the implications are huge. If you're an ARMY, you're probably screaming, "We've been new," right now, and you're absolutely right. But having British media, one of the most influential media markets in the world, officially recognize what we've known all along, that hits different. Before we dive into all the incredible details, the rankings, the reactions, and why this matters so much, please smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on those notifications because you don't want to miss any updates about our beloved Taehyung. Let's get into this historic moment. So here's what happened. Multiple British media outlets recently published features, articles, and rankings that all pointed to the same undeniable truth. Kim Taehyung, BTS V, is the most handsome man. We're not talking about small blogs or niche websites. We're talking about major British publications with massive readership, credible journalism standards, and international influence. These are outlets that British and international audiences trust and follow religiously. The features highlighted V's exceptional visuals, his unique facial features, and what they called his unprecedented combination of classical beauty and modern charisma. These aren't just compliments thrown around casually. These are detailed analyses from publications known for their sophisticated coverage of culture, fashion, and entertainment. What makes this particularly significant is the context. British media doesn't typically focus heavily on K-pop idols or Asian celebrities in their beauty and fashion coverage. The fact that V has captured their attention so completely shows just how universally stunning and undeniable his visuals are. The articles didn't just mention him in passing. They dedicated entire features to analyzing what makes his face so perfectly proportioned, how his features align with both Eastern and Western beauty standards, and why his visual impact transcends cultural boundaries. One publication even brought in facial recognition experts and estheticians to break down the mathematical perfection of his facial structure. They analyzed everything from his facial symmetry, the golden ratio in his features, to the harmony between his eyes, nose, and lips. The conclusion? Scientifically, objectively, undeniably handsome. Let's break down some of the specific things British media highlighted about V's visuals, because honestly, they were poetic in their descriptions. First, they talked about his eyes. British journalists described them as deeply expressive and possessing a rare quality that conveys both strength and gentleness simultaneously. They noted how his double eyelids and the unique shape of his eyes create this captivating gaze that draws people in. Then, they analyzed his facial structure. They pointed out how his face represents what they called the perfect balance. Not too sharp, not too soft, not too angular, not too round. His bone structure was described as sculptor's perfection, with one article literally comparing him to classical Renaissance art. His nose was another major point of discussion. British media called it aristocratic and perfectly proportioned, noting how it complements his face without overpowering other features. The straight bridge, the refined tip, everything was noted as contributing to his overall visual harmony. And his lips? Oh, they went in on describing his lips. Naturally perfect, enviable fullness, ideal shape. These were actual phrases used in serious British publications. They noted how his lips add to his expressive capabilities as a performer. But here's what really got me. British media didn't just focus on individual features. They emphasized how everything works together. They talked about his facial harmony, how every feature complements the others, creating what they called a face that looks good from every angle. They also highlighted something that armies have always known: V's visuals are versatile. He can look classic and elegant, modern and edgy, soft and approachable, or intense and powerful. British media called this his chameleon beauty that adapts to any style while remaining consistently stunning. Several articles also mention his skin, describing it as flawless, radiant, and setting what they called new standards in skincare goals. They even discussed how his makeup-free appearances prove that his handsomeness isn't created by cosmetics, but is genuinely natural. Now let's talk about where V stood in actual rankings, because this is where it gets really exciting. In several British polls and rankings, V didn't just make the list. He topped the list. We're talking about beating out Hollywood actors, British celebrities, international models, and other global heartthrobs. That's insane. Some rankings included names like Timothée Chalamet, Henry Cavill, Regina Page, and other actors who are considered conventionally handsome by Western standards. And V still came out on top. What this proves is that beauty truly is universal. These visuals aren't just appealing to Korean or Asian audiences. They're not just celebrated within the K-pop community. His handsomeness transcends geographical, cultural, and industry boundaries. British media also made interesting comparisons. Some articles compared him to classic Hollywood Golden Age stars, noting that he has that same timeless quality that made actors like Gregory Peck or James Dean legendary. Others compared him to modern fashion icons, highlighting how he could easily be a high fashion model. One particularly interesting article discussed how V represents a shift in global beauty standards. They argued that his rise to being recognized as most handsome signals a move toward appreciating diverse types of beauty and moving beyond Eurocentric beauty ideals. The fact that British media, traditionally very Western-focused, is recognizing and celebrating V's beauty speaks volumes about his universal appeal and the changing landscape of global entertainment and fashion. Now, let's talk about how ARMYs reacted to this news, because the response has been phenomenal. The moment British media articles started circulating, ARMYs flooded social media. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, every platform exploded with celebrations, reactions, and that beautiful mix of pride and told you so energy. Hashtags related to V and his visuals immediately started trending worldwide. We're talking about trending in over 100 countries simultaneously. The power of ARMY combined with mainstream media validation created this perfect storm of viral celebration. British ARMYs were particularly emotional. Many shared tweets saying things like, "Finally, our media recognizes what we've been saying," or "So proud to see British publications appreciate Taehyung's beauty." There was this sense of validation that their country's media was acknowledging something they'd been passionate about for years. Korean ARMYs were celebrating the international recognition. Many expressed pride that Taehyung is receiving global acclaim and representing Korean beauty standards on the international stage. Comments like, "Our Taehyung is being recognized worldwide," were everywhere. International ARMYs from all over the world chimed in with their own celebrations. From Latin America to Southeast Asia, from the Middle East to Africa, ARMYs were united in celebrating this moment. It became this beautiful global party. What was really touching was seeing non-ARMYs and casual observers agreeing with the recognition. Comments like, "I'm not even a fan, but he is objectively beautiful," or "Okay, British media got this one right," showed that V's visuals have appeal beyond just the fandom. ARMYs also started creating compilation content. Beautiful video edits showcasing V's best visuals, photo threads highlighting his stunning magazine shoots, comparison posts showing his versatility. It was like a coordinated celebration of everything that makes Taehyung visually captivating. Some ARMYs got emotional, sharing how meaningful it is to see Asian beauty, specifically Korean beauty, being celebrated in Western media. They talked about representation, about seeing someone who looks like them being called the most handsome, about the cultural significance of this recognition. The reactions also included a lot of humor. Memes about ARMY's been new, jokes about how British media is late to the party, and playful content about finally having mainstream receipts for what the fandom has always said. The energy was joyful, triumphant, and full of love for Taehyung. You might be wondering, okay, it's great that he's recognized as handsome, but why is this such a big deal? Let me explain why this matters beyond just being a nice compliment. First, representation matters. Having British media, which has historically centered Western beauty standards, recognize an Asian man as the most handsome is huge for representation. It challenges narrow beauty ideals and opens doors for broader appreciation of diverse beauty. This recognition also impacts the entertainment industry. When major media outlets acknowledge someone's star quality and visual appeal, it influences casting decisions, brand partnerships, fashion opportunities, and overall industry perception. V's recognition in British media could open doors for more Asian representation in Western entertainment and fashion. For BTS and K-pop as a whole, this is significant validation. It shows that K-pop idols aren't just popular within their niche. They're achieving mainstream recognition for their artistry, including their visual presentation and style. This helps legitimize K-pop in markets that might have previously dismissed it. The cultural exchange aspect is beautiful too. British media taking the time to understand and appreciate Korean beauty standards, Korean skincare culture, and the aesthetics that K-pop promotes creates bridges between cultures. It encourages their readers to explore and appreciate Asian culture more broadly. From a personal perspective for Taehyung, while he's always been confident and doesn't need external validation, recognition from international media is still meaningful. It acknowledges his global impact and influence beyond just music. It recognizes him as a cultural icon and style influencer. For young people, especially young Asian individuals, seeing someone who looks like them being celebrated as the most handsome by major media outlets can be incredibly empowering. It challenges the narratives they might have internalized about what beauty looks like and who gets to be considered attractive. This also sets precedent for other K-pop idols and Asian entertainers. V's recognition paves the way for others to receive similar acknowledgement. It shows British and Western media that there's audience interest in covering Asian celebrities, not just as novelties, but as legitimate leaders in fashion, beauty, and entertainment. So there you have it, everyone. British media has officially crowned BTS V as the most handsome man, and the world is celebrating. What started as something armies have known since day one has now become international mainstream recognition. British media's detailed, thoughtful coverage of V's visuals proves that his beauty isn't subjective or limited to fandom bias. It's objectively stunning and universally appealing. From his perfectly proportioned features to his expressive eyes, from his versatile visuals to his natural charisma, V represents beauty in its most complete form. And now, one of the world's most influential media markets has confirmed what millions of armies have been saying all along. The reactions from armies worldwide have been beautiful to witness. The pride, the joy, the celebration, and yes, the satisfying "we told you so" energy. This is a moment of validation, representation, and recognition that means so much to so many people. Beyond just being about one person's handsomeness, this moment represents progress in how global media approaches beauty standards, cultural appreciation, and representation. It's a win not just for V or BTS or K-pop, but for diversity in beauty recognition overall. What do you think about British media crowning V as most handsome? Were you surprised, or have you been waiting for the world to catch up to what you already knew? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear from armies all over the world. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your fellow armies who need to see this amazing news, and subscribe for more BTS content. Hit that notification bell so you never miss when V does literally anything, because let's be real, everything this man does is worth celebrating. Thank you so much for watching. Keep supporting our beautiful Taehyung, keep celebrating these incredible moments, and remember, army's been new. We just love seeing the world finally catch up. I'll see you in the next video. Stay beautiful, everyone. Borhi, Purple Heart.